Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Nine Sols, where I have been practicing. I've gotten in like a session, and I'm here at the beginning of like my second session of attempts, and I think I'm about to phase her into phase 3 for the first time. I figured that's the sort of thing I probably should catch on camera. So, provided I don't just completely lose my momentum now that I've stopped to say all this. Anyway, let's see. Ah. Oh no, I did it too early. Well, oh, my talisman on her didn't go off. Okay, that was weird and real clumsy of me. Or maybe there's not a third phase? I thought for sure there was going to be a third phase. As your mentor, I have to admit, you've improved a lot. There was no hesitation between your movements. Your determination was in full show. Okay, I was doing really well for most of the attempt, and then as soon as I turned on the camera, I started playing like an absolute donkey. But up to that point, it was pretty clean. Ye, you were supposed to be my greatest achievement. I am. That's why I've been fighting to stop you. Ha! I hope you're right. The real enemy never disappeared. I leave it to you, the fate of all Solarians. Yeah, I guess there's just not a third phase. So I did like a 45-minute long session of attempts a couple days ago, and this was try like number 4 or 5 on this session. So it didn't really take me that long to learn it. Opening star map, course plotted complete. Destination Pengalai. Rhizomatic energy reserves sufficient. Open wormhole and perform a space jump. Here we go. Okay, I am in control here. Look, Schwan Schwan, Yi's back. I told you so. He came back real quick. I've been waiting ages for you. Let's play some Hyun-kun. What if I'm tired? I just got back. Yi, I've organized the recent energy reports together with Schwan Schwan. Penglai's soulscape system is functioning smoothly. There shouldn't be any short-term computing shortages. In addition, with regard to repairs being performed on the vital sanctums, we've detected 0 anomalies in the core functions. Other than that... And presumably the report continues. Okay, well, we made it home in some kind of peace, and we brought home many of the ape people. Some number of humans survived. It's hard to say exactly how successful we were there. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like there was more stuff that was supposed to happen with the ape men. I don't know if I just like didn't go over there and talk to them often enough. I feel like I went over there every time it was suggested that they might be in danger, but... Okay, and then we just get credits. So... I don't know for sure, but I'm going to look it up right now while the credits roll. My suspicion is that this is not the quote-unquote true ending, that there's more ending than this, because it feels a little abrupt, doesn't it? I wonder if this song is going to get my video demonetized. Every YouTube and Twitch person thinks every time a song with lyrics kicks in. What a ridiculous piece of this business. So there is for sure more than we saw. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's the end of Nine Souls, or at least one ending. Um, Overall, I think that this game is very well executed. I'm trying to be like careful here because I've certainly said a lot about how I think there are a lot of design decisions that are kind of stupid, for lack of a better word, just like bad idea for no reason, kind of because it's the popular thing to do, like um, following on a trend in game design that I think is kind of backwards. Um, but I want to be clear and separate that from separate the decision making where they made some game design choices that I don't think are smart from the level of execution, which I think is overall very, very high. There's some things where some attacks have, if you're not in the place where they're expecting you to be, the properties of the attacks are kind of weird. Like we all saw, there are places where you will get grabbed during the Igong fight when she does her talisman, where you clearly are not, you just were not in the thing. And I think a couple of bosses had things like that, where it's just that's not where that attack hits, or that's not where I was. But that stuff aside, I think overall the writing is very strong. I think the actual, the work is good. The game is good, and if you the game is good, and I am saying that as a person who thinks that basically these kinds of games are not are not my favorite thing. If you are a person who likes these kinds of games, that you probably will think this is fucking great, because I think this is really, really well done, and I did enjoy my time with it a lot. On average, I guess the median time I had with it was very good. So I'm looking at Reddit a little bit. There is another ending, and it looks like there is a third phase on the boss, even if you do all the stuff for the other ending, and it seems like I must have been very close. So according to this, you have to max out your health with Shenong. So I must have been missing one poison item, right? Because we had one poison item beyond the last time that we drank with him. So I missed a poison item somewhere. You need to give at least 12 artifacts to Xuan, which gives you an achievement. We definitely gave Xuan a lot of stuff, and we did get achievements for bonding with him. You need to do the parry challenges in the Grotto of Scriptures, talk to the elders to unlock the door to the rhizomatic bomb. We did that. And it says also that you have to fully grow the tree in the pavilion, which I did not do. So I must have missed a poison item and some kind of thing that makes the tree grow. Because we grew it once, but it needed to grow again so we could get on the roof. And you have to do both of Shenong's quests, which he'll tell you about when you're ready to do them. So I think we did those, right? So I think I was off the true ending by 2 collectibles, basically. wonder how... I wonder how... Well, I mean, the save we have is unfortunately return you to an earlier branching point. Okay. So I was going to say the save we have is unfortunately after much of the game has been like locked off, but apparently not. So I wonder if I could get in here and figure out what it was we missed. And I have a lot of I have a lot of things to say, and if you've been around the channel long enough, you probably heard me say some of them at great length about quote unquote true endings and whatnot. But there's stuff unmarked here. But yeah, I would like to see where I feel like I built up all that practice on what's her face, then didn't actually end up needing most of it. So I'm gonna maybe sort of dig for more precise requirements here and try to figure this stuff out, and we'll see about a phase 3. We'll see about the rest of the ending and everything, because I am curious. Okay, you remember? So I'm in the Great Hall right now. You remember this puzzle? We're like way up in the top right part of the Great Hall. This puzzle with the platforms and the apparently when we finished this puzzle, and I was like, I don't even know what that did. This machine down here dropped the second piece of fertilizer. It's just been sitting here. It's just been sitting here on the ground. So like I did all this stuff. I put forth all the effort. I did all the hard parts to get the tree to grow all the way. I just didn't finish growing it, is all. Where's the... Okay, the note is below me. Feels a little silly, I guess. Hey, Schwan, great news. I found more disgusting poop for you. You got more fertilizer? That means the tree can grow even taller. Okay, easy with the fertilizer. Excess breeds its own downfall. People aren't better off the more food they eat. But isn't more always better? No, not always. What's wrong? Then, should we stop using fertilizer? Do you still want to find out how tall this tree can grow? I do. Well, now I'm just as curious as you are. Continue with what you've been doing. I'll deal with it if something goes wrong. Okay, sure. And then I assume it won't just like happen instantly, right? We'll have to come back here after we've done another thing, or we'll have to rest or something. It is taller than it used to be already, actually. Just the knowledge of the fertilizer has got it reaching for the heavens. Well, let's... I'm just going to hit rest. Is that enough time passage? It seems that it might have been. No way. Just a few days? The fertilizer really is something. Weren't you going to climb up and have a look? You might not know this, but Anong is afraid of heights. I just get a little dizzy in tall places is all. Well, I guess he was just bragging when he said he'd get those magic peaches. I'd be able to get them if I could grow a pair of them GM wings like you monsters. That might not be a good thing.
Huh?
Why do you say that? Ever since you said excess breeds its own downfall, I've been thinking about it. Does that mean We are being too greedy. We want to have the best for ourselves and for others. Like how I want this tree to grow taller because I think that's what's good for it. But is it though? Well, no, that's not necessarily what's good for it. You know, a lot of times more doesn't really mean better. It also happens when I'm writing stories. I always want to put the most exciting things together, but that always makes the story less interesting. Yeah, right. As if any reader wants to read the second most exciting story ever. I thought you looked up to the lives of Yi and those monsters. Well, I want to be as strong, as smart, and as brave as Yi, but you shouldn't try to be me. And don't get the wrong idea. I am neither strong nor brave. In fact, the Solarians probably ended up the way they did because of their constant need to do more and more. Well, that's why I'm not using any more fertilizer. I'll let the tree keep growing by itself. But if it doesn't, well, that's fine too. I wonder why my parents didn't use fertilizer for our crops when I was little. You know, I never really put that much thought into it. My sister was much more skilled when it came to horticulture. Why didn't you learn anything from her? Oh, why indeed. It's something I have come to regret. But perhaps I can learn from you. Well, if you have any questions, ask away. Okay, and presumably there are... Yeah, there is another platform now. Okay, well, let's see if there's anything cool up on the roof. What was it that I was missing this whole time? It's... Okay, a small amount of money. A computing unit, that's significant. And a larger amount of money. And some more money. Okay, so basically it was a computing unit. Yeah, there's nowhere else to go, it would seem. I mean, a computing unit, especially one you don't have to pay for, is a significant prize for sure. And then with an advanced component to recycle... I'd feel really bad recycling the passenger tokens. Where does that put me in terms of buying stuff from you? Can I buy another? No, we're still pretty far off of another unit. Covers some health after a shadow strike. Increases damage output when health is low. Transfers part of your internal damage to the enemy after a successful unbounded counter. That's an interesting one for sure, but obviously we're nowhere near being able to afford it. Okay, so that was an important part. I still haven't like really scoured the map yet. I will admit I just looked that up on the internet. Because I was like, how could we possibly have missed... I was trying to be attentive to it this whole time. How did I possibly miss continuing to grow the tree? And that's the answer. I did all the stuff and then just left the room before picking up the loot. Because I don't know. I assume I went out like from the top part of the room, and so I didn't see that the thing had dropped, or I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to have a look around. Okay, here we go. I think this is the one poison we were missing. I am currently in the canal area. I noticed there were things ungathered. I don't actually remember this whole like left side area with all the ropes. I wonder if I just never came over here, actually. Am I going to be able to... Well, that's not how I want to do it. So there was an egg there that had an egg inside of it. And then presumably there's another item somewhere around here. let's see. Should check that. That probably... That could certainly be a thing. Nope, it was a very small amount of money. And then... Okay. That was just the location of a switch once upon a time. That's annoying. Get over here. Ah, darn it. Alright, well, I don't know where the other object is, but I do think I'm going to go back and at least turn in this thing that we've got here. This will be enough to get us what should, I think, be the last poison upgrade, unless I'm somehow missing another 2 poisons on top of that. But it feels like we have scoured, like... I don't find it hard to believe that I missed 1 poison. I would find it hard to believe that I missed 3. Alright, all yours, buddy.
What?
Careful, this is a yin-long egg. The embryo is already formed. If you don't chew it thoroughly, it might bite your tongue off. Don't worry, my tongue's tougher than my teeth. Interesting. Like a mix of eggs and meat. It's also been soaking day in, day out in the chemical fertilizer area. I mean, if you eat it, you're theoretically... The meat's fragrant, the bones are crisp, and that aftertaste is... Oh, that's weird. My tongue's getting numb. Okay, yep, and there's an achievement called I have a drinking problem for drinking all of Shenong's wine. They call it wine. That's certainly a way to describe it. Can I ask you for a favor? It's about Xuan Xuan. No, I don't clean up other people's messes. You need to stay and take care of him. Look, take him back to your people for me. Huh, my people? Look, even if I really wanted to return, they won't welcome me back. You know full well that's wrong. You're just angry. Remember, once you miss that kind of chance, it doesn't come back. That's not for you to say to me. Okay, even a little bit more maximum health. And from there, nothing new to say. But presumably that's... I mean, that's another one of the steps. So get all the poisons, grow the tree the rest of the way. What else did this thing say? I'm a little pleased that I was so close, if I'm honest. Like, it would have been nice to actually get it without needing a guide or anything. And I probably didn't need a guide, right? I could have just scoured the map and finished this off, but I'm pretty pleased at how much of it I got without having to look anything up. So fully grow the tree, free the villagers, give Shenong all the poisons, and make sure you get the rhizomatic bomb and everything. Did Kwafu ever say anything to us about that? Or do we have the ability to talk to him about it? The answer would seem to be no. Well, let's take a let's take a little break here. And I think we should have all the steps now. So maybe it's just a matter of let me rest now that I've done the last thing. Let's like let time pass. Does he have anything to say now? He is not even here. Have you seen Anangi? He was here just now. What do you mean? Where did he run off to again? I don't know. Some people from the village came to find him. They talked and then he ran off. They even told me to stay and not follow him. Were they going to the docks? I think so. He seemed like he was in a hurry. Oh, maybe something happened at the village? I want to go too. Or maybe he just went to have a drink with the other villagers. Really? Okay. Guess I can't come along then. No, hey, wait, that can't be right. Are you lying to me? Did something actually happen to the village? Now, calm down. I'll go find him right now. Does feel like they could just teleport me over there. We all know where I'm going. Whoa, buddy, what happened here? Don't move an inch closer. Don't fret, it's me. What happened here? Your arm. I'm fine. Those monsters, they suddenly attacked. Damn it, we only managed to hold back the first wave, but they got the shaman. Look, be careful. They brought reinforcements. I must keep killing. Alright, don't force it. You've already done an incredible job keeping them at bay. I'll handle the rest. Please, save them. Save my people. Okay, yes, there's a whole story and encounter here that we missed out on. I don't have the multi-talisman attack equipped right now. One of you's got to go. I need to stop getting attacked from both sides. Well, I just completely missed that. I have to say, I'm feeling pretty tough. I'm surprised I did not catch fire there. That was just dumb luck. Oh, right. Ammo. I could be using arrows. Yeah, best I not have to deal with two of these guys at the same time. Boy, that is really quite a lot of damage. Is that it? Are we good? Okay, I kind of thought for a second there the doors might be opening to allow a larger enemy in. Are her injuries serious? No, she took several blows aimed at the kids, I'm afraid. Divine One, won't you stay here with us? The village can feed and house you. With you here, we won't have to go anywhere.
You.
That's enough. After everything that's happened, that's the only idea you can come up with. Don't you understand? This is the real world. We can't keep turning a blind eye to it. But outside... What about the outside? I've been there myself. It might be dangerous, but infinite opportunities await. You can't even imagine the things we could be capable of. Shush. Quit talking nonsense. We humans are made of flesh. We can't risk. You're not allowed to mention a second time. Ah, you. I know you're doing this to protect everyone. I know you want to take care of everyone, but I feel the same way.
No.
Oh, no. I know everyone's scared. I'm scared too. But we have to muster up our courage or we won't be able to survive. But I thought you liked being alone. I was just scared. Scared that I'd end up like the others. Scared of becoming weak and easily satisfied. Scared that I'd become less like the guru. But, damn it, yes, I still need everyone. Does that work for you? What's more, they need you. Is that so? You've grown so much in the blink of an eye. Everything I taught, you picked up. Okay, don't get sappy on me. You never taught me a... Go, Anong. Bring everyone somewhere far away. Challenge your predecessors. Be doubtful of anything you see. What? You... With you in charge, I'm sure. Will... She's gone. Yeah. So at this point, do they finally move to the pavilion? Because it really seems like they should have all moved to the pavilion long ago, right? What should we do next? Where do we go? I've recently traveled to many places. I never knew the world was so vast. I just want you all to be able to see it too. I don't know where to go either, but I will lead the way. All that I learn and all that I see will be yours to know. Who could have imagined that one day you'd be their leader? Sorry, drinking buddy. It's going to be a while before you'll get to drink my brews again. No, that's actually fine. I should have quit drinking that wine of yours ages ago. You know, it's pretty much as soon as you told me how you make it, really. Have you actually thought this through? You're going to have to interact with a lot more people than you've been used to. Beats being alone and unable to do anything. I just hope that one day we won't ever have to turn to gods like you again for help. But thank you. Thank you for everything. You know, if you hadn't taken me in, I would have died on the road. I'm sorry for calling you a white-haired demon. It goes both ways. You know, before I met you in Xuan, I never thought I could be friends with ape men. All right, you should probably get going. I know you've got your own fish to fry. Our people will find a way to endure. Good luck, friend. I mean, he's just going to get lost in the ship? Like, where is it that they are going to go exactly? Hey, wait a minute. This thing belonged to you, right? Hey, it's that Fusang amulet. Did you get this from Xuan Xuan? Yeah, the kid made me hang this around my neck when I left camp. He was worried I'd get hurt and wouldn't let me go without it. It's some kind of protective talisman, isn't it? Yeah, something to that effect. Well, I tell you, this amulet here is the real deal. I tripped and fell during my last encounter with those armored beasts, and when that red sword came down, I didn't have time to react. I thought I was done for. And the amulet protected you from that blow? No, it managed to protect me from 3. Oh, you're one lucky man.
Sapinse.
Once or twice is lucky. 3 times is a goddamn miracle. I thought you didn't believe in any gods. That's right. I don't believe anything I haven't seen with my own eyes. And what kind of tree was this thing carved from? Because let me tell you, there must be something enchanted about that tree. I can't keep hogging all this incredible treasure for myself. You protected Xuan Xuan and me, so now it's only right that I return this to you. Well, it's all broken, though. Yeah, it might still have some power. Just take it. The amulet that Shenhong returned to Yi can be handed back over to Xuan Xuan. Well, I guess there's no reason I wouldn't, right? This crudely made Fusang amulet, given to Shenhong by Xuan Xuan, managed to miraculously block multiple attacks from the guards. That, like, thematically, that's really strong. A thing that we sort of passed on to Xuan Xuan as a way of more bolstering his morale than anything, right? Just giving them these little things to focus on. He believes in it enough. He believes in the thing that we told him enough that he gives it to Shenhong, and for Shenhong it actually works and saves his life. Like, yeah, that's good thematic work. They understand the story they're telling. Here and there, I think the individual bits of writing are, more or less good. Some things are better than others, but the overall shape of the thing holds really well. They're good at what they do. So I guess at this point, it's just time to go get in trouble again, right? Like, I think we've done all of the things. So is this the right node? Well, in any case, wherever it is, I'll find it, and then we'll see if we can't check out the 3rd phase of that Igog fight together. Okay, we're not exactly back at the Igong fight here, but my conversation with Kwafu has changed direction a little bit. I don't think all of the text has been exactly the same so far, but the thrust of it has largely been the same. But here we have Kwafu saying, hey, you remember the rhizomatic bomb you brought me? I could maybe, turn that into a new arrow that, if made, could tear apart heaven and earth. That is not an exaggeration. Have you started making it? Yes. The automatic forge is working as fast as it possibly can, but it still needs some time. The bad news is, this type of arrow can only be fired once, on account of the tearing apart heaven and earth thing. Once is all I need. Let's split up. I need to prepare for my confrontation with Igong while we wait for that arrow to be completed. The 8-men problem is a bit more pressing. I need you to take Xuan Xuan to Shenhong. After that, activate the docks and... You can't just decide for me. I'm not going. Xuan Xuan. Oh, what does he want to stay here? Buddy. Don't throw a tantrum. I know you were listening. Did you hear everything Uncle Chubby and I were saying? Then you should know that it's not safe here anymore. Didn't you see how they hurt Abacus? I don't want to go to that blue planet thing. I want to stay with you, Yi. I want to go to Pengalai together. So yeah, this is, sorry, the line of dialogue right before, just before the bomb thing was, Kuafu asked me what I thought the main priority was, and I was able this time to say, taking the ape men back to the pale blue planet, because it feels like we could undo some of the harm here. As much as taking them back to Penglai with us seemed to be, I don't know, pleasant enough for everyone, it does feel like we should just put them back where we found them, doesn't it? Don't be silly. That's not a place you should go. And then, of course, there's all the things that are wrong with Penglai. Well, at least you'll be there. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't even know me. Of course I know you. I know you like your food well seasoned and extra spicy. I know that when you sleep, even the neighbors can hear your snoring. I know that you're super knowledgeable about everything. You taught me so much and made me realize how big the world could be. And I know that after Mom and Dad left, you were the only one who would love me. I'll have nothing if you're not going to be with me. Schwan. There are some things I think you should know. I'm actually not a very good person. Centuries ago, in a desperate attempt to avoid extinction, we Solarians took your people. We kidnapped countless ape men from the pale blue planet to New Kunlun. We robbed you of your freedom, treated you cruelly, and killed you indiscriminately. That's the truth behind Peach Blossom Village. The worst part is, this was all my idea. I already figured all that out ages back. I'm not stupid. I saw those killing machines on the day I left with Anong. That was when I guessed that our village might not be what everyone imagined it to be. Then you should also be aware that if it weren't for me, you might have been living a normal life on the pale blue planet. Your mom and dad would still be alive. When I first saw those things, I was really scared, to be honest with you. But that's the thing. You're the Yi who lives with me now. You're not the Yi from the past. And most importantly of all, I know the current Yi would never hurt me. As dangerous as it might get, I'm not scared when I'm with you. Please let me stay. Don't be silly. Since when did you start being so difficult? Alright, how's this? I promise to pick you up from the pale blue planet as soon as things settle down here. Really? When have I ever lied to you? Please, just go take refuge with Shedong and the others. I better get moving in case something happens to the docks later. Alright, I'm leaving it in your hands. Explain the situation to Shenong and guide the 8 men to the transport ships. I'll prepare for my fight and wait for the arrow to finish before meeting up with you all. So I wonder... Okay. Arrow should be used as a last resort in your battle against Daigong. It can only be fired once. And I assume that that's not a thing I am able to do, that it will happen when it is meant to happen. I probably don't need to do this, but I am just going to touch this thing once. I guess, well, we'll worry about our jades when we're over at the thing. You know, one thing that this game does do, one place that I do think there could be some thought is, checkpoints and runbacks and whatnot. And who's to say necessarily that they did put in a save for us there? Okay, see, this is much more. When I said the other ending was abrupt, one of the things I meant was definitely that, like, the ape men were just kind of like there. Here we go. Here's some actual ending stuff. Well, let's be honest, brother. With that incredibly smart brain of yours, how could you have overlooked the fact that none of these ships can move unless there's a Solarian at the helm? Were you expecting these ape men to fly themselves to the Pale Blue Planet? Well, you're the best pilot I know. No! I knew it, you sly dog. Look, I'll send Xuan Xuan and the rest of the villagers back to the Pale Blue Planet. However, that is my own decision and has nothing to do with you. Do not thank me. I just want Xuan Xuan to have a real home. Also, I also bear some responsibility for causing this mess. As for you, go get your affairs in order. Even if it's just the two of us left, let's go back to Penglight together. You got that? It's a promise.
Hey.
Take it easy. You furballs aren't going anywhere before my people are on board. Especially you, Chubby. With you around, the villagers act like a bunch of obedient children. Saves me a whole lot of bother. Here I am, still relying on you gods to lend me a hand right up to the end. Feels gross. Isn't that right, Xuan Xuan? Xuan Xuan? What's wrong? Didn't you want to say something to Yi? No. Come on, we're on a tight schedule here, kid. No, I don't want to go. I want to stay with you, Yi. Xuan Xuan, come here. I have something for you. Hey, is this your mystic nymph? Yes, it's very important to me, so I want to ask you for a favor. Can you hold on to it for me for a little bit? Really? Okay, I understand. I'll take good care of it and return it to you later. Then why are you pouting and crinkling your eyebrows if you understand? How about this? As a reward, I'll take you to see the ocean when we're both on the Pale Blue Planet. Really? Then sure, pinky promise? Pinky promise. It's almost time. Let's get ready to depart. Take care, brother. You all take care too. How are you doing, dear brother? Whenever I get some free time, I always find myself writing to you, just like before. I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets over deciding to stay. Whenever I think about dying alone in a world without you, I start to feel so lonely. I know you're probably too far away for these messages to catch up. It'll probably take hundreds of years for you to receive the first one. I know I'll never get to receive your replies. But that doesn't matter. From my memories, I can piece together fragments of you. Your every glance, your every word. I'm sure your plans have worked, and you're no doubt celebrating the fruits of your success. Or perhaps you've embarked on an entirely new journey. No. I was going to pick you up, I swear. I didn't know I would wake up centuries later. If it wasn't for... If you have a nice new family, will you still remember me? Of course. How could I ever forget about you? Will you miss the days we spent together? I'm sorry. I miss you so much. I really miss you. Sorry. This is supposed to be my last message to you, not just a bunch of trivial questions. Yi, I want you to know that my time has come. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'll just be stepping ahead of you to return to heaven and earth. I know. So let's make a promise that on that day, when we meet again, you'll take the time to tell me your story. I promise, Heng. I promise. It's a promise. Take care, my dear brother, until destiny reunites us. Goodbye, Heng. You have no more unread messages from Peng Lai. That conceit, I'm surprised I've never seen that used before in science fiction in that way. That conceit of, like, the ship traveling ahead and the messages following and thus arriving hundreds of years later and allowing it to sort of, like, weave into a separate story that's going on in that way. I think that's really smart, and I don't want to say it's obvious because, like I say, I've never seen it used before, and I wouldn't have thought of it. But, like, once you see it, it's like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's really... Like I say, they understand the story they're telling. They're really, really good at this part. I wonder if this is, like, the development, the people who work at the studio. Anyway, we have a great big murder to prepare for. I have to get back to phase 3 of that fight so that we can see phase 3 so that I can try to learn phase 3 through all the bullshit of learning fights in this video game. All right, it's fine. We're gonna get it. So we have one more Jade slot, one more computing unit than we did before, and I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that. How do I get to... Oh, it's in this room. The answer is I walk about 10 steps to the right. Program unlock primordial roots core loading. System encrypted. Operation failed. Yeah, we do not have the permissions here. So we've seen these before, right? Yeah. These are just the same things we saw last time. Let's just hop through here, and we will not look at the other two. I forgot. It's been a minute since I did this part of the game last. Okay, root decryption progress is considerably more advanced in this version of the ending. I guess that makes sense. We spent a lot of time doing a lot of other things. We're about to lose all control of the primordial roots network. After arriving near the pale blue planet, the primordial roots were coaxed to build a massive web around Nukulun to partially cover the nearby star, allowing the roots to absorb its light and provide never-ending power for the eternal cauldron. So we're starving out the pale blue planet as well. Okay, so we have 1 skill point. Obviously, that's not meaningful. Everything that's left in the skill tree costs 3 to grab. So this is what I had been... Or no, this is not what I had been running. This is what was running because of the... Where's my hedgehog thing? Yeah, that... Actually, isn't this the same loadout I had before? Maybe I had somehow acquired another computing unit. I guess I must have. So Revival Jade just giving me a little bit more max HP effectively. Swift Descent Jade. I will say this. I had Swift Descent Jade equipped the entirety of the Igong fights, and I never used it. Not once. So it does reduce the cooldown time for Immortal Dash. I might be making use of that. I'm actually not sure. And then, yeah, the Keyblade and then the Hedgehog thing. You really, like, it's a very small amount of damage per parry, but you get into these long parry strings with her sometimes where it really adds up. And the damage, I don't know if all of the damage back on the Tai Chi kicks and the unbounded counters is because of this, but certainly those do a more significant amount of damage. I think this really adds up over the course of the fight. So I think we're going to leave it just like this. And we're just going to walk in there and do the thing. First attempt, obviously. I mean, this is the run. Why wouldn't this be the run? Oh, we're going to have this whole conversation. And it might be a little different because of the, you know, the different ending stuff. Thought you would sleep much longer. I realized this really isn't the time for a nap. Okay, this doesn't look different.
What's all?
Soon devour the fruit that fate has provided for us. Gone insane. Yeah, I don't think there's any new stuff here. Since the dawn of our race, Solarians were but stupid beasts before the whims of fate, endlessly pursuing our own tails. It's because we're so adorable, damn it. We should celebrate because we're about to break out of the cycle and enter the realm of the immortal. And you think this is what will free us? I'm not going to let you have your way. How extremely cruel of you. I hoped that by trapping you in your dreams I could avoid this confrontation. No mentor can bear to end any of their students' lives. Don't make me do it twice. That is pretty cold. That is a pretty cold thing to say to somebody. Alright. Honestly, the fight might even be different. I don't know for sure that the opening phases are going to be the same that I'm used to. I mean, this sure seems pretty similar. Got her. Okay, phase 2. Sorry about the lack of commentary, but you know. Ah, shoot. So good. Oh, no, the edge of my nose. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, this is bad too. Also, I needed to get down to the ground and plant my feet. Okay, well, we're back in, and it looks like phase 1 and phase 2 are both the same. Here's what I think we're gonna do. I'm gonna take one more crack at this, and then we'll call the episode there. And apparently, there's gonna be another one, and we'll get to phase 3. We will. But also, I've spent more time on this than I thought I was going to tonight with all the looking around and everything, and so I do unfortunately have to put an end to this at some point here. But that's all right. It's all going to be good because this is going to be the run. It's a pretty good open. Oh, I just didn't do the third strike for some reason. What's wrong with me? Oh, that's the wrong one. Ah. I'm still a little slow at telling those two attacks apart. It's not ideal. I think I could have gotten that third one in. I needed to just be gutsy and go for it there. Oops. Didn't actually turn around. Oh. Okay. Now. So a little bit of what I was talking about earlier. Should be the end. Just barely. I don't think I should have gone for that. It worked, but... Okay. So you can see I've developed a little bit of skill at dealing with her phase 2 patterns. Obviously there's still some real sloppiness here. I really should not keep going for that. It's working, but that doesn't mean it's good. She turned red and I just... bad. Oh no! Oh god. Really close. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright. So some of those attacks are red and some of them are white, and I just need to eyeball that, I guess. And then she's going to maintain patterns from 1 and 2. Okay. Hey, we saw it, right? I got there. And you can see, like, my phase 2 is... It's not perfect, but it's better. It's considerably better. Like I said, I'm out of time for this tonight. But... I have hope. I have hope that I'm going to be able to figure this out. So, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When I can find time again, we're going to give this some more swings. I'll try to record... I don't know. When I can find time for this again, I'll give this some more swings. But come back next time for the battle against Phase 3. And we'll see you then.